So, you want to get good at managing a fire in an offset smoker. Well, let me tell you something you likely already know. Figuring it out can be a pain in the butt. It took me a while. Now, there's a ton of great instructional videos out there that can teach you the basics of running a smoker fire, but I wanted to share with you in this one what I think are the 5 key steps to ensuring a good, efficient, productive burn. Follow these steps and you'll be cooking in no time. Step number 1, get good wood. This is really the linchpin of good fire management. If you don't have good wood, none of these other tips will matter. When shopping for your wood, you'll want to make sure you're getting properly dried, well-seasoned splits. If you're planning on doing a lot of smoking, it likely makes sense to invest in a full truckload of wood so you can realize some savings. You can usually find plenty of wood dealers on Craigslist or on other local forums. When buying a big load of wood, insist on checking a freshly split length of wood with a moisture meter. You want moisture to hover around 18 to 22% or so to ensure a burn that's both efficient and flavorful. If the wood dealer won't let you check the moisture on his splits, don't buy from him. Step 2, size your wood properly. Once you've got your wheelbarrow or truckload of wood back home, you need to ensure it's properly sized. Purchasing a high-quality axe or learning how to safely use a good chainsaw so you can cut down larger logs to size will be your friend here. Your ideal split will depend in part upon the size of your firebox. But overall, in my experience, you'll want to consider splits maybe slightly smaller than what you're used to throwing in a fireplace. Using multiple smaller splits is usually better simply because you have more flexibility than if you were just using one large log. Step 3. Get a good bed of coals going. Before you start cooking, you'll need to get a nice hot bed of coals going so that your first split can properly ignite and burn down. If you don't have a substantial bed of coals already happening, your log likely won't ignite properly and it will take too long to burn down into coals of its own, making it harder to ignite the next split and so forth. One very popular approach is lighting a bed of lumped charcoal and letting that go up before tossing the wood on. Actually, I prefer getting a bed of coals going the old-fashioned way with kindling and smaller chunks of wood just because I have all of that on hand already, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with using charcoal to get things going at the outset. Step 4. Get enough oxygen to your fire. Once your nicely seasoned, properly sized wood is going on that bed of coals, you need to make sure that the fire is getting enough oxygen. You need to make sure, in other words, that your fuel is getting enough fuel. My strong advice, ignore the built-in vents on your Firebox door and use the door itself as the oxygen regulator. This will allow you to tailor-fit your airflow to your fire while at the same time making it easier to ensure that your fire is never starved of oxygen in the first place. A good rule of thumb is, if you begin to see thick white smoke coming from your stack or your firebox, your fire isn't getting enough oxygen, and the smoke you're producing is going to be acrid and potentially ruin your food. It's counterintuitive, but you actually want to see relatively little smoke coming from your smoker over the course of a cook. You want to see a thin stream of it, something that looks more blue than white. Step 5. Pre-warm your splits. Definitely do this. Seriously, do it. It will make your life immensely easier. Future generations will hail your genius. Pre-warm your splits and they'll ignite very easily when you toss them onto the fire. Your firebox likely has enough room in there to put at least one log alongside the fire. If not, you can at least put logs on the top of the firebox to warm them up a bit before tossing them on. As you can see in this video, I like to do both. This ensures a smooth, easy continuity between the log you've just burned down and the one you're looking to start burning anew. And those are the basics. Get these rules down and you can cook anything you want. There are other important things you'll need to learn as you go along. How to best contain your coal bed, for instance, as well as the subtleties of things like temperature management and the various temp zones of your own personal cooker. But all of that is secondary to learning how to start and maintain a good fire, which you should now be poised to do. Have fun, good luck, and please don't hesitate to ask any questions in the comments below.